Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to another episode of Out of the Berg podcast. I am filling in for, I almost said Patrick. I'm like, who's Patrick? You know Patrick? Because I honestly don't. I mean, I knew one back in high school, but that was about it.
Yeah, I was about to say I actually knew one in high school too.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange, especially when you're just like reminiscing, thinking back how many like weird random names you knew. I mean, I knew a Chuck once, and I never met a Chuck again in my life. So it's really weird how that naming structure works.
I don't know if I ever met Chuck.
Yeah, see,
I want to, though.
I guess it's one of those things.
I want to just for Spice Adams, the guy who be on well, I always see him on Instagram and stuff. People like, would you say, Chuck? No, like he be dressing like the uncle. I'll send you a video later.
Okay, I'm like, I feel like I know this guy, or
I've sent you the video before, and I know we've seen it. At least I know we've seen it at Peter's house before too. Please look at those too. But yeah, how you been this week?
I've been pretty good. I just realized we skipped over the rest of the intro, but hey, we're already here, right?
Cool. You know, Peter's not here. For a reason Peter's not here, he was tripping again. And me and Avery just was like, yeah, we can't handle that this week. We low energy. This is not going to be a long episode. I don't believe y'all. So we said, Peter, you got to go this week. I'm sorry. We called up our boy Shamar, told him to hold him off until next week. Might have to hold him back next week too, because he's coming up with that chaotic energy, and I did not have the time or energy for that. So we had to sit him down. But sorry for the interruption, Avery. I had to let the people know where Peter was at.
The light skin jokes had to stop. They had to stop somewhere, and you have to take care of it. I understand.
Yeah, he came in with 15 up top. I was just like, hey, we're going to have to kill that, man. I'm tired.
I'm glad you said that. And speaking of which, one of my favorite jokes coming from this dude, we were just talking about Moon Knight, especially with him dropping tomorrow. I love all these memes out here. I've been following them since the summer. My favorite is the one with the little Dracula thing here. Maybe I should just go ahead and read it off. It's this guy. He's like dressed in this crazy outfit. He's walking down his castle, and he's like, "I know you're here, Dracula. You big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?" So, just to paint a picture, this guy's supposed to be a superhero. He's a little schizophrenic, crazy, whatnot. I'm not entirely sure, but I think Chris knows a little bit more about him. Did you want to go ahead and start off?
Yeah, I was looking it up here. I can't remember exactly. I do know he has like multiple personalities for sure, and I do know he hears like the voices and stuff. I was trying to look up exactly whatever type of element he does have here, but didn't come up here in my little quick Google search. Probably looking at the wrong places. But just I saw this trailer and I got really excited because like you said earlier, well before we started rolling, I thought this was about to be a movie because like the pure quality of this looks fantastic. Like this looks better than Loki did. I feel like, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the hype for it, and maybe because also kind of like the unknown stuff. Like again, like I was telling Avery off screen, off air. I haven't really read a lot of Moon Knight stuff. So like I know who Moon Knight is. I know who Mark Spector is. And I do know like about like his moveset and stuff, but I don't actually like, I've never gone out of my way to like read something solely based on Moon Knight. It's always been like he's with like the Avengers or he's in somebody else's comic book or something like that, So this is definitely going to be something kind of new to me. I do kind of know his story. I'm not going to get too much into it because first off, I only know very base level stuff. And secondly, I don't want to end up spoiling anything for those who are going to watch his show that's coming out, I guess, on Wednesday. Because this comes out on Monday, so you got Tuesday, then you got Wednesday. And yeah. So the show comes out on Wednesday. It comes out on the 30th. So you guys should, look out for that when that comes out. But and if you guys haven't seen that trailer yet, go ahead and look at that trailer because it's
pretty cool.
Everything I saw in that, I'm it made me a fan. I even might start reading Moon Knight comics because that trailer looks so good.
Yeah, like I wholeheartedly agree. It definitely looks interesting. Especially just like with his wackiness. I'm not sure if they're going to elevate that during the actual TV show, but I immediately thought of like a Deadpool type character, just for him being so crazy, or at least Spider Man or whatnot. But yeah, from like what I remember of him, like relatively vaguely, is he like pulls power from the moon or something, or
Yeah.
he's cursed, or I can't even tell you what his power is, but I know it has something to do with. I don't know. I can't tell you.
No. Well, that much I will tell you. His power does involve the moon.
Okay.
You know, he's the name Moon Knight. But and people do often make like the comparison, like at least rather now they're making the comparison of you know, between him and Batman, which I guess kind of fair. I don't know honestly if I would say Moon Knight is is Marvel's Batman for you know several reasons.
Yeah,
But
honestly,
I would
I'm getting waxed like real quick.
yeah honestly. But I at least in my mind I usually make that comparison more to T'Challa actually because T'Challa actually did make a plan for like every superhero in the world to take them out at one point. Not in the movie of course, but you know like in the comic books because he's T'Challa like even though his wife he was married to Storm in the comic books for a little while and he had something to take her out too. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Everybody. Like, that's pretty cool. Oh wait, like wasn't Storm from Africa at some point?
Yeah,
they changed. I forget where so exactly she is. Yeah, no, I was going to say, like I thought she was supposed to be an American. Then I was like, no, I distinctly remember reading a comic when I was younger, where she was originally from Africa. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no, she's African. She's from Africa.
Nice. But yeah, like, what is your favorite like hero that you're looking forward to, as far as the Marvel things coming?
Marvel things coming. Favorite thing, favorite hero or favorite movie I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, just anything that's taking place in the MCU.
I'm really looking forward to that Doctor Strange movie because I keep hearing people saying, you know, this is going to be like where they're going to like start to introduce mutants and make it like the House of M event, which is basically for those of you who aren't initiated into the Marvel fan club like I am. The House of M event was where Scarlet Witch, who was a mutant in the comics, and currently I guess she's not a mutant in the movie. She's just like a magic user. But in the comics,
huh? I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm glad you cleared that up. That makes more sense now.
Yeah. She's a mutant in the comics, but I mean, she has magic too, and I guess it's kind of like mixed, which is why her magic is so crazy as well. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even 100% sure how her power works because they'll be like, "Well, it's the magic." No, it's her powers, but it's just like the magic is her powers. But then, like, I don't know. I'm just here to read. Don't make me think too hard.
Here to enjoy the show.
What'd you say?
No, I'm just here to enjoy the show.
Yeah, exactly. You know. But she's just like an extremely powerful person in general, as she is in the movies. Like they said, she could probably have taken out Thanos. In the House of M event, she actually she was having a mental breakdown. She said no more mutants, and I think she wiped out. I mean, she didn't kill them, but like she took away the powers of I think 90% of the mutants on the planet.
That is scary. Can you imagine just like your personality being taken from you like that?
Yeah, like exactly. Like a lot of them were born with that. A lot of some mutants have like physical mutations. Some mutations were keeping them alive. So I mean, like she really did a work on a lot of people because like you go through all this stuff, and then like somebody like Beast, like I'm sure if you've seen like First Class or other X-Men movies, like you've seen Beast before. Hank McCoy, he's a big blue beast. Literally, like that's what he is. He has a physical mutation. And those of you who what's his name? You've seen Nightcrawler as well in some of these movies, who's also a blue guy. Mystique, she's blue. They have physical mutations. I mean, Mystique can, hide herself, but the other two can't. So they've been like ostracized through whatever type of persecutions they would go through as like they're physically showing mutants. And so like they built their personalities and stuff off of that. And I don't actually think they were affected by the House of M event, but like that it could be. I guess for some mutants it could be looked at as a blessing and a curse. I'm kind of getting away from what I was actually talking to, so I'm gonna just cut it off there. But just to just all that to say, just Scarlet Witch is immensely powerful.
Yeah, she's a bit OP. It's part of the reason I don't read Marvel as much as I used to. I just have a hard time like power scaling wise. It's part of the reason I don't watch Dragon Ball Z like that.
Yeah, don't power scale.
Blows my mind. Like, I won't get too much into it, but just as far as world building, like I was working on a book or whatever, and I was bringing it to just for some beta readers or whatever, and they were asking questions, and I was just sitting here thinking, you know what, I'm gonna have to rewrite this because this is blowing my mind. Mm-hmm. Power sucks. I don't like using magic. I don't like creating gods, and I don't like all of it. It's not fun to write because you have to write around it eventually.
Mm-hmm. And you're right, because like some of my at least one of my favorite stories in Marvel. What was one of my favorites was the World War Hulk event, mm-hmm. where it was just like Hulk came back from this far distant planet because he was exiled there.
That was one of my favorites. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he comes back, basically takes over the Earth. He takes out all the heroes. He takes out the strongest hero, Sentry. And he's like king of the world. But then I forget what exactly like was the tipping point. But like he was about to like, okay, we should calm this all down. But then something happened. He basically was about to like become so powerful that his mere existence was shaking like the eastern coast of the United States all the way up to, I think it was going up all the way up to Canada. Just him taking the step did that. Like they felt a shift in the tectonic plates because of him taking the step. Because he was radiating that much power. But then he was just like, do it, Stark. And then like Tony just shoots down this beam and it takes him out. Yeah. This man in this state was strong enough to do all this stuff, but this beam took him out. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a powerful beam. But he literally took out gods. He took out gods.
I am Hulk.
Yeah, like this man was doing all this wild stuff. And then all of a sudden he just like beam me down, Scotty. Like he hit the reverse. Beam me up, not beam me down, bro.
Yeah, I do agree. That was so crazy to me. Especially how he was like defeated. I can't remember like all of it, but like they had the nerve to like bury him under some desert in some desert in Nevada. But the thing was, he wasn't actually dead. They just kept him locked down there, and I'm like,
he was alive.
This is the Hulk. Like, what you mean? Mm-hmm. You buried him under a desert. He's coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean like the Hulk is always coming back, and that's kind of like even a nod to like one of the more current series, Immortal Hulk, where he's actually an immortal. So, yeah, I'm not current on that series right now either. But it's just kind of also proving just like you can kill Hulk, but he won't stay dead.
I mean, the guy is like literally energy to some extent. So it's like, how do you stop it?
No, you can't apparently. There's a slight spoiler in that series. I think they somehow look to the future. I forget how they do it, but there's only 2 people left in existence at the end of the universe. It was a mutant. Well, he's actually a step above mutants because there's Homo sapiens, then there's Homo superior, which is mutants, then there's Homo supreme, which is Mr. Immortal. his power. He's a mutant, but technically he's not because he's technically above them. Because his power just transcends what mutant abilities should be able to do. So he's basically a whole new species altogether.
Like,
It would be him and Hulk. I think it was at the end of the universe.
Hulk said
the last two.
Ooh, it'll be interesting though. No, they can't do that. I was going to say it would be interesting to see Doctor Who walk up on the Hulk and see, just asking him questions, trying to save him, and all this other stuff.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
they could do that. They probably got money for it.
They probably do. Infinite time traveler here. One of the smartest people in existence, and you got Bruce Banner. So
yeah, because have you seen Invincible, or are you aware of it?
Oh yeah, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, so like Invincible has made appearances in Marvel comics a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they can cross brains. I don't. Is there a Doctor Who comic book?
I think there is to some extent. I think it's owned by Dark Horse.
Is it? Oh wow.
Yeah, I remember seeing something similar to it a long time ago, but it may have just been like from the hype.
Yeah. But if there is like anything like that, he could even if there's not really, he could still make like an appearance if they really want him to.
But that's modern. I don't care about. I mean, it's a thing. I don't know who's the publisher though.
Oh, it'd been interesting with Dark Horse. I didn't see that coming. It was.
It looks like Titan Comics. Never heard of them.
I've never heard Titan Comics either.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, that's very. It's a lot of stuff going on. I can't talk right now. There's just so much with just MCU, and like I can't even classify any of it anymore. So kudos to you.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And I'm having a hard time with it too, because like Marvel likes to do this thing, and I think I said on here before, where they just they'll take something from like some 1950s comic, it'd be like Thor 100, and they'd be like, "Hey, what if we just threw that in there and see what they did?" And this is from like when our parents were like small children.
Yeah,
it was just like there's no way unless like we're like collectors that we would know that. Or maybe you've seen like a reference somewhere where they're referencing that this is still a canon event, but you haven't actually seen it. So you've only seen the text, and maybe that's it.
Yeah, I was just reading it was like some Dorkly article. They were like something in Eternals was supposed to be canon or something, and it was confirmed when Angelina Jolie was like having her meltdown or something. Athena, or whatever she called herself. But it was Centurion 9 was like exploding or something.
Oh,
that was supposed to be canon, and it's supposed to have affected something else in the Marvel universe. It was a little bit odd, but like once more, I wouldn't have gotten that unless I looked it up.
Right. And there's a lot of stuff like that too. Like even a simple one. There was what was the movie where Hulk or Thor finds Hulk on that whatever planet that was. I forget. It wasn't Planet Scar.
It was like Gladiator. It was.
I think. Did they call it Battle World in that? That's also.
Yeah, it was. Because it was a reference to Planet Hulk, but he wasn't.
There were several references to Planet Hulk in it. Like even Korg is a reference.
Yeah,
to Planet Hulk, even though he's Thor's friend.
Yeah. Like he even had the same outfit with the headband, and he had briefly used a sword during the fight. So I was like, this is probably as close we're getting to Planet Hulk, because it's literally world breaking if you haven't read the comic.
So I do like how they changed Korg, who was like a kind of a serious character in the comic books. Like he bears like a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah, he had like a serial killer vibe to some extent.
No, it wasn't even necessarily like a serial killer vibe. It's just like he's just like, I bear the weight of my people on my shoulders type vibe. He almost like I can't say Piccolo, but like he in the Hulk context, he felt like a Piccolo vibe type character. He didn't hold a Piccolo type role, but he felt like he'd be down for that type of ride type character to me. But he in the movies, he's a like what's it? Yeah, comic relief.
Yeah, that's yeah. He was interesting to watch. Yeah, I was just thinking because there was a reference to not Star Lord, but at the end of the Eternals, there was some guy who was supposed to be from the same planet that Hulk fought on or whatever. He's supposed to have like saved the planet. Oh, I forget his name. He's at the very end of the movie, but he looks like Shazam almost. He has the same outfit. He's like such and such's brother or whatever, but he's like the rest of the Eternals.
It's what's his name? It's Thanos' brother. It's
Thanos' brother.
I forget his name, but yeah, he's they made it canon that Thanos is an Eternal now, so that's cool.
I like them better when what's up?
No, I said they made it canon that Thanos is an Eternal. I honestly didn't think they were going to make that reference in this, but they did.
I liked it better when he was just like some, homicidal maniac, kind of genocidal, like let's like no equal like balance. It just I don't know. I felt like that kind of hurt his drive as a villain to me.
No, I mean it almost makes more sense actually because like he like some of them were killing the deviants were killing population because they were trying to keep the human whatever population down so they could live while the Celestials basically suffered while they waited.
Yeah.
And technically he like what he did would have made it even harder for the Celestials to come into being because he cut all the populations in half.
Yeah, he was like, okay, well, blink in my hand, I shall wipe out the entire population. I was watching something where somebody made a reference that this person was about to Thanos them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a game show or something. But it was just interesting hearing his name used as a verb.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just
the powerful one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm about to Thanos y'all right quick, just out of existence.
Gone, erased. Oh wait, I was going to say perfectly balanced as all things should be, but split the atoms. Okay, I'm done. All right, moving on.
And I mean, honestly, like I kind of like that premise more than what they do in the comic books too. Because like if he came in hot with the I'm killing all y'all for Lady Death, just no real time for context building here because they're gonna need like 2 more movies for that.
So basically explain it. Because I heard he was a unit on his I heard he was like a unit in the comics or something. Like he could take Rune Thor or something, and I'm like, Rune Thor is supposed to be like Ultra Instinct or a version of Thor, So,
he takes like the strongest version of everybody.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sorry. No, I was going to say I have tiny bearded dragons. One of them is scratching. She's trying to dig, so you might be hearing some scratches in the background.
No worries. No, but yeah, I think that was everything I had to say about that stuff. Did you have anything you want to
add? Not really. Other than I second you wanting to. Other than I second you wanting to follow Doctor Strange, I'm really interested to see what the Scarlet Witch is bringing out in the next movie, and just kind of interested where they're gonna try to transition the storyline because like I was on I saw a meme and they kind of spoiled not Witch Slayer, not Scarlet Witch. Black Widow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was They did a Civil War meme and they showed all the dead characters or whatever, and I was just like, thanks for ruining that for me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens the next couple of years with streaming services and MCU and how that relates to the rest of us, because we're here to watch. They built the fandom, and
Mm-hmm.
don't let it die off.
Oh yeah, no. I can't let them. I can't see them like building all this and then just crashing down without a fight. Even if the quality goes down, I still feel like people still going to come see it because like at this point in time, like a lot of us are invested.
Yeah, like a lot of people who aren't even into comics are invested, so
Mm-hmm.
that's something to be said.
Like even like Peter always says it when we bring up like Marvel stuff. Like he didn't start watching any of this stuff until like he got to Frostburg and now he's invested in it.
Yeah, it's kind of strange to like think about. Like they've been on that long, and Frostburg was what four,
Well,
three,
they were
four.
even before that though. I think before we graduated high school, there was Iron Man was out. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, Captain America came out in 2011.
Yeah. See.
Oh, yeah, I was still in high school.
Yeah. Same. So
It's kind of wild. My boss casually we were at lunch or something, and my boss casually said that they graduated college back in '95, and I'm just sitting there thinking I was born in '95.
right.
Yeah, and they were just talking about how long they've been in the industry and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like a child. Like,
well, I mean, technically, you are a child, so compared to them.
compared to them, and I'm just like, that's so crazy to me. Like, I can't even.
They're old enough to parent you.
They're old enough to parent me, and they're my boss too. Like, that blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Anything happened in your neck of the woods? I know there's been a lot going on.
In my neck of woods, not really. I mean, like, just most exciting thing that happened to me this week is schoolwork. I started my next class already, and that it's not like it's kicking my butt or anything, but like I have to like reread all the instructions my teacher puts on there because instructions are very vague compared to my last class. Like in my last class, everything was pretty like straightforward. He'd be like, "Hey, I need you guys to do this, and I need you guys to do this." She's just like, "You figure it out, probably." So,
like, what you mean? I need a 3.0 to pass. What you like? Right. There's no probably. There's only certain personalities or whatever here.
Right. I don't feel like I'm having any issues with the class necessarily because, like, I don't feel like I've looked over a lot of the contents and stuff. I don't think it's too hard, but it's just like to be able to actually like do this stuff. I need to know what she's talking about. So,
yeah, like I started my next class too. It's financial accounting or whatever. I never took an accounting course in my life, and I'm just like, how do you people function? Like I was like, literally, the book is online, and a lot of it was like videos followed by some text, and I felt like I was in high school again, which was really bad. So, yeah, like I have no idea how well I'm going to do in this course. It's crazy. It's like I need more information, but I can't seem to get any from you guys.
I feel you, dog. Oh yeah, but did you still want to talk about Elden Ring a little bit?
Oh my goodness, I was trying to segue to that, and I was like, how can I segue between Marvel to Elden Ring?
Nah, they know when they see me on here, there's no such thing as a segue.
I understand, and I'm glad you mentioned it because there's so much to talk about with Elden Ring. So this could easily be one of the. It has the makeup to be one of the best games of this year. I do believe they're going to win some awards for it. They had the formula down right with the combat system, and they finally made some quality of the life stuff. So they really nailed it this time.
So wait, I'm sorry, but is this your first Souls game, or like have you been playing them?
I wouldn't say I'm a diehard fan of the series. I started at Demon Souls, back in the day, like back when you're stuck rolling around in one like camera frame, your dodge rolling the entire time, hoping the guy doesn't hit you.
See, and that was the biggest thing I used to know about any type of Souls game was just like the freaking dodge roll, because I forget where I was, but they were just like, doesn't this look like fun? I was just like, you've been dodging for like 5 minutes. No.
Yeah. Demon Souls was a nightmare. I never finished it. I got halfway and I fought this guy named Sith the Scaleless. Scaleless. He's like this elder dragon, and the dragons are essentially gods in the storyline. So he's during this big fight or whatever in mythology, he was cast down from heaven basically, and you find him just somewhere in hell pretty much, and he's like, I'm gonna throw hands at this guy who came into my house. So you're just minding your own business. This is a dungeon crawler, so you're expecting danger everywhere, and it's a very resource limited game, so you have to be very focused on where you're going, on backtracking and all this other stuff. Because once you lose all your currency, you're pretty much stuck, right? So you go into this like wrong cave, and you got this devil dude looking at you, and he's impossible to take down. So the guy is so big, he literally fights you. He's literally in the foreground of the map, and he's sitting there casting magic at you the entire time. And the only thing you could do is sit around and then dodge and all this other stuff. But he has this AoE attack, which shoots spines out of the ground, and it's just an instant kill. So it's like, why did you create this game?
Wait, it's an AoE attack and it's an insta kill?
It's an insta kill. It's pain.
You're like, you gotta be at least 1,000 meters away, but your range is 100 meters.
Blows my mind. Like I seen videos where the characters have to exploit the map just because he's just too powerful, and I believe the developers had to patch it back in the day. But this is still, the game came out in 2009. This wasn't once the bugs was sold into the market, they couldn't fix it. So they changed some stuff later when they did the resales for future games and stuff. But yeah, it's like we went from that to a game that's very accessible to everybody that really enjoys it. The game really does a lot of hand holding, unfortunately, but it's like, I'm not going to tell you how to do something, but I'm going to reward you when you do it. If that made sense. So it kind of encourages you to explore, to go and fight people. I was just telling Chris during I took down a dragon this morning, and it was one of those battles where you can literally hide behind different environments and different rocks and whatnot from the flames and stuff. But there's this little alcove where the dragon can't get to you, and you go right into the little alcove or whatever, and then there's this big ass crab who's blocking you from the health potion, and he's like, "You're not getting past me today, bud." So I shamelessly went back there. He one shot at me with his hammer claw or whatever, and I was just like, I was kicking this dragon's butt, and I just got murdered by a crab, a giant crab. So there's a lot of those little surprises in the game. It just makes the exploration exciting.
Yeah, no, and that, like, just everything you described is kind of like what I've been like wanting to play, like a Souls game for the longest. And even they put out a Souls game last year too, didn't they? I think it was last year.
I'm pretty sure. The only one I can remember was like Bloodborne, but that was like in 2017.
Was it? I feel like it was one last year. I'm not going to look it up now, but it's just from everything I've seen, except for the the 5 minutes of dodging, and that was Demon Souls from like forever ago. I feel like, or was it Demon Souls that came out last year? Was there a Demon Souls that came out last year?
There is a Demon Souls. I'm just trying to. I feel so bad. See, I'm not a true fan. I can't remember anything.
Whatever Souls game it was back in the day, I saw, and there was like somebody was dodging for like 1,000,000 times. That didn't look fun, but like just like playing video games, like like you're gonna die fighting a boss eventually, no matter what game you're playing in.
Yeah.
But this game kind of like embraces like you're gonna die. So instead of like ignoring it, like build yourself back up and come back to it. And I don't mind that type of like grinding game. Like sounds just like it's fun to me, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You have to like that kind of stuff, the punishment. But it's really rewarding when you finally overcome it. Yeah. I was getting clapped by Margaret the Ill Omen, who's like the scrub filter, basically. I got clapped by him like for a good week, and I physically came back overpowered and over leveled. I was 3 times the recommended amount, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to the level cap, and the game's not even fun anymore. But I was just happy that I was able to kick this guy's butt, because he sucks. Sucks a lot. Oh, it was Dark Souls 2. They had this. Yeah, that was the first Scrubs filter. He was not even like 10 minutes into the game. He's like the world boss before you leave the tutorial area. So you had to be able to take this guy out. It's like this giant statue tree pacified thing, and he's just a unit. Yeah, that's where it kind of like set the tone for me for how Souls games really play.
Yeah, no, I've never once looked at a Souls game and be like, oh, this is gonna be super easy. Nah, never that. It's just clearly, if you're playing this game, it's just like you're going to struggle, and you're going to have to like or you're going to have to play this game, and you're going to have to be so spiteful that you won't put it down because you have to beat the game because the game has beaten you that many times.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's only 2 mentalities I could see working for this game. And rage quitting is probably, often. Yeah, probably really easily attained if you have it. So if you're looking for that, go ahead, get into Souls games, because I'm sure it's very easy.
It's definitely worth it. It's like I second everything Chris has said. Especially like it's just how easily you die in a game that sucks the most. Like I remember when I was like 13 or whatever, I was like playing Skyrim, and I was like, okay, I am the Dragonborn. I'm essentially Dragon Jesus. I can kill anything. And I went to this system and got, I keep saying cheeks clap, but I got my butt kicked by a skeever. There was a bunch of them, but who's essentially a rat, basically. So there's plenty of that in the game. That wasn't relevant, but anyway, you get what we're saying here.
Yeah, no, something similar happened to me though. First time I played Skyrim like 3 years ago, I think. It was early game, and I guess apparently I picked a bad place to save at, because as soon as I came in, I got I got killed by some robber, and then I was just like, I don't want to come and start on all that, so I shut it off, come back in, and then not even 5 minutes after I turned it back on, there's a frost troll waiting for me.
Oh no! It sounds like you saved at a random encounter spot.
Apparently I did, because I wasn't ready for any of that.
Man, like I remember I was talking to this NPC like the first time I played Skyrim, and we were on a road in the middle of nowhere, and I'm talking to this person. Then they just stop. They exit the conversation, and I'm like, okay, that was weird. And then they start screaming. They're like, by the gods, there's a murderer on the loose. And this saber-toothed cat comes out of nowhere and kills the NPC real quick. And I'm like level 9. I'm just like, oh shit. Like, of course I got killed by the thing, but I'm just like, what just happened? Like, that was so crazy. Yeah, like I don't know what happened. Maybe the game glitched or something, but to this day, I don't understand. That was so random. You come here asking me for help, like, hey, my husband's trapped in something, this prison. Then you get mauled by a tiger. The tiger mauls me. And it's like, what's going on, man?
Right. So like, what do you even do in that situation? Because then you can't complete that quest anymore.
No, you can't. You can't like because I don't even know what happened because I don't think the character was essential. So I think it was just like one of those random
Oh, it's
encounters.
like a side quest.
Yeah, like generated and stuff. And I'm like, to this day, I still just can't figure out what happened. So too much. I can't deal with it.
Nah.
But yeah, I won't bore you too much with the whole Souls genre from Software. That was the name of the company. But yeah, they are renowned for a lot of their dungeon crawling stuff, and you have died.
You have died. Yes, I've seen that screen.
It's so like it's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. But I honestly don't have anything else. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about today?
Nah, I think that was about everything I had.
Awesome, awesome. So we have covered the MCU. We're looking forward to Moon Knight, just as a quick recap. And do not buy Elden Ring unless you're a glutton for punishment and you just like that kind of stuff. So once more, thank you guys for joining us today and enjoyed our little conversation. We'll see you in the next one.
Right. And you can catch me at Chris Kelly _5 or no, Chris _578 on wait, no, it's Chris _57 on Twitter. And you can catch me at Everybody Loves Chris on IG. I don't know why I forget that so often.
I honestly forget my stuff all the time, so you're good. You can find me, Avery Cooper at Avery Koopa, KOOPA on IG, and Averything and Twitter. I don't.
And you, oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you can see our pod at Twitter at Allerberg Pod, and I think on IG at Out of the Berg.
That sounds about right.
And you can catch us on Mondays at 3:15 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and we're out at 12 a.m. on Mondays for the audio. Basically everywhere you can find podcasts. And if you can't find us, let us know so I can hook that up. Because I feel like we're everywhere, but I haven't checked everywhere.
Everywhere does not exist.
But everybody, appreciate you for all of you who stuck around to listen to me stumble these words and Avery regale us into his tales of pain and punishment and Elden Rings. But we like you, we love you, but we gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Out of the Berg podcast. We're available on all podcasting platforms, and we ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. And as always, we like you, we love you, but we gotta go. Bye.